welcome to Teach With Me. I am Miss Jen. Today we're going to be talking about backgrounds and bulletin boards and different materials you might use for your background. All right, so let's get started. I'm not currently in the classroom right now. I was a teacher for 24 years, and so I have a little experience with some of this stuff. The first 15 years of my teaching experience, I used the background materials, the butcher paper that all schools have on those big rolls. And it's great because it's free, but the problem is it fades over time. It tears pretty easily as if you put tape on it, and as you continually take it off with the staple remover, and I found that it wasn't the best option over time because, well, also as a new teacher, aren't you always changing your boards? I know I was always trying to make my boards super cute, and so I would change them almost every single month to get the cutest boards up, and I'd put different borders on every single board I did. And so I had tubs of these kind of borders. I had just tubs of them. And storage is not always the easiest thing. I also had tons of different backgrounds that I would choose, and I would change the colors depending on what I felt like. And that takes a lot of time. So as I had been teaching for a while, I began to explore different options because I got just too tired and too busy to constantly be changing all of my boards. And so I began looking at different options, and plus one of the schools I worked at did not have butcher paper consistently, and so I couldn't do it anyway. So I went to the store one day and I found fadeless paper. Now I love fadeless paper for many reasons. It's a good option because it comes in different colors, and it's a little sturdier. It holds up to staples a little better, but it does not hold up to tape, and tape will just tear off the paper, and you'll see these white spots where the tape pulls off. And I liked it because I liked the color options, and I began to just get two and use two different colors for my boards, alternating colors, the way I have behind me. You'll see that I have a brown board and I have a blue board, and then for the blue board I have the brown border, and for the brown board I have the blue border. And so I began to use complementary colors, and so I did not have to change my boards as often. But after a while I found that the fadeless paper was more expensive, and I still had to change it every year. Well, then I had a friend who used fabric, and fabric can work well too. It looked really good in her room, but it has some disadvantages that I don't love. The good part of fabric is that it can come in a ton of different styles. It's cheap because you can use it for years. But what I don't like about it is that it's very difficult, at least for me, to get it up there straight. Every time you pull things off, it loosens a little and has to be readjusted, and you can't tape on it. So for me, that was the reason I did not prefer fabric, even though it can look really cute. Oh, also fire marshals don't always like you to have fabric boards or curtains in your room or couches, anything that can be flammable. So it's not always an option in some schools. Well, then I found the best material ever. As I began to transition away from changing my boards every month, I wanted to have something that would look good all year long. And I found this stuff. It's called Better Than Paper. And just so you know, I'm not getting paid by anybody. I bought all this stuff just to show you guys because I'm not in the classroom anymore. I'm retired at the moment. Anyway, so I bought this just to show you. This is a better investment. It does cost more. I think each roll, depending on the kind you get, can be anywhere from $15 to $30 depending on the size roll you get. So it's an investment, but it's an investment you don't have to change every year. You can just leave it up. If you change classrooms, you can roll it back up and take it with you to your next classroom because it's very durable. So the cool thing about this stuff, you can tape on it, you can take out staples with it. It's not going to tear. I mean, it can tear, you can cut it, but it's not going to, it's much sturdier. So this is my preferred bulletin board material, and I use this a lot. Now, because I use alternating colors now, and these are the colors I used in my classroom for like the last 4 years of my career, because calming colors like blues and browns and greens are a lot better for kids to help them manage their behaviors. There are studies that show that these colors are just like playing classical music or dimming the lights, using colors that don't make you feel anxious or aggressive. Red can be a color that I love. I've had it in my classroom before, but it can lead to aggressive behaviors in some people. So, all right, so having said that, when I have bulletin boards, when you've decided on your colors, then you also need to decide on the borders. You can get just simply alternating colors like I put up right now, or you can get something like this that has all of the colors that you're using in it, and you can use that as your border, and then it can go on any border, any wall you want, any bulletin board you want, because it matches all of them. So those are my tips. I hope you found this helpful. I love bulletin boards, but I ended up having a lot more space, and I could put up anything I wanted on these boards. I'm going to show you some October boards that I'm going to put up pretty soon as I go through some of our October lessons. All right, that is it. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next time.